let's start and then take it from there. This section is called financial year end, So remember when we were talking about the accounting cycle before, we had the section where we had transactions, source documents, subsidiary journals, general ledger, trial balance. Remember the trial balance? So this is the trial balance, and then that's why it's got debit and credit. And this trial balance has got all the accounts we have. Remember, we said we've got 5 groups of accounts. Do you still remember those 5 groups?
Five groups of accounts.
Yes, we spoke about them. I said without them, there's no accounting.
No.
Come again?
Accounts.
Yes, they were 5. I
Can
said
you
if
give me
you
one?
see
Maybe
this,
I remember the rest.
no problem, no pressure, no pressure. So I said these general ledger accounts, they fall within some groups. So there are 5 groups where if I ask you where does capital fall, you must know where it falls. If I say bank falls, you must tell me which group. We call them elements of financial statement sometimes.
Yeah, now
You remember them?
Okay.
Name them quickly. Name them.
5 groups.
Yes, or elements or classification of accounts.
Maybe what?
Let me give you one example. The first one is assets. So don't you remember them?
Oh, liability. Yeah, liability, equity, and then income and expense.
Yes, those are the groups. So meaning all
assets,
all these fall under those groups. So the challenge is you must know which ones are assets, which ones, because obviously when we deal with the financial statements, so you must know which accounts to use. Can you see now? So now we need to go and check, but we're going to learn as we go. Firstly, before we waste time, I just want us to go and check the requirements. If you check these, they want the statement of, can you see now? Comprehensive income, okay? So just know that here you are only going to use, you only need incomes and expenses. That's what you need to use. Okay, so you only need income and expenses. That's why I say it's important for you to know which ones are incomes, which one are assets, all those groups, because you can't bring them here, but you will learn as we go. Okay. So that's the first statement that we need to open. So remember, profit and loss is where you need only incomes and expenses. Are you okay? Yes. So I'm just gonna use this. It's just to draw. Sorry, I'm just gonna draw like this, and then remember these sides are just for the amount. So I'm just gonna write. Sometimes they use 2 columns, but sometimes they use 1 column. So let me use the 1 column one, because I think for you they usually use 1 column one, but even if it's 2 columns, it's okay. But I'll still show you thereafter. It doesn't matter. So, but I prefer 2 column. But I think for you they usually use 1 column. So let me use what they prefer to use. Okay. And then, firstly, we need to check the name of the business. They say it's the Mill Traders. Can you see now? This is the name of the business. They usually give marks sometimes for that. Can you see now? You must Traders. And then they are asking us to calculate the statement of profit and loss. For the year ended, so you must always check the year there. The year is, can you see that, 30 June? Can you see this one? 30 June.
Yeah, 30 June.
Yes, so this is important. Don't forget. So this is important. So most students, sometimes they leave this, and sometimes they allocate 1 mark for that. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Okay.
Right. Yes. Now, can we start now?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Now, the first thing, always, it will never change. You always use revenue, ne? And then to be specific, some people know it as what? Sales. Sometimes it's called sales. Sometimes it's called turnover. So don't be confused, because I know sometimes examiners, they ask for this one. Can you see now? So that's the first thing that you need to check. Okay. Now, firstly, you need to know what affects revenue. So firstly, if I can check here, you must come here and check. Do you see anything like that here on this statement? Something revenue, okay. So sometimes they call it sales. I'm looking for this. Can you see? We must go and check it from the trial balance if we see any, and then we must note. So I'm going to go back to the trial balance and check. Remember I said sometimes they'll just write sales, sometimes they write turnover. It's one thing, it's the same thing. So you need to go and check here. Do you see it? If you check those accounts one by one.
Yes. You can see the sales loan from African Bank.
Yes, that's true. So that's sales. This is the amount, this one.
Yes.
Okay, this is the sales. So now, but before, because there are things that affect sales, like in business, when you sell, sometimes this amount that you sold with sometimes goes down. What can make let's say you sold for 272, what do you think can make sales not to be 272, for example, to be 200,000? Some things can happen. What do you think can happen?
If it can bring down to that amount.
Yeah, like your sales can be affected negative. Let's say you are selling your car for 50,000, but you end up having only 45,000. What can be the reason?
Bring it back.
Let me not pressure you. Yeah. Okay, write it down. Write the following down. So next. Hey, I can't hear you.
Sales returns.
Yes, so you must always check sales returns. And then you must also check settlement discount granted. Are you with me? And then you deduct. Did you hear what I said? Sales.
Yeah, had discount granted. Okay, I want to what's the difference from
between
granted and
between granted? It means you are the one who's selling. It means the granted is
Mm-hmm.
it means you are the one who's selling, and you are the one who's giving someone discount. So you are selling, you are giving someone a discount. That is granted. Can you see
Yes.
now? But
Okay.
received is like you are buying, someone is giving you, you are receiving the discount from someone. I don't know if they make sense.
Okay. Yeah, it does. So if I'm giving
Yes.
someone, if they buy a chocolate and then I give them a discount, so that will be affecting sales account, right?
Yeah, because you are the one who's giving, you are granting someone.
Okay. So I'm
Yes. And
asking if it's
obviously if
gonna
you give,
affect the sales account.
yes, because if you sell something for 10 rand and you give discount for 2 rand, you won't
Yes.
receive 10 rand. You will receive how
Yes.
much? 8 rand. So it's the same
Yes.
logic.
8 rand. Yes. Okay.
It's like when
Okay.
you
Understand
sell,
now.
some customers return. If the customers return some of the
Yes.
stuff, you won't get the same sales.
Yes.
Yes. So we need to show, because we have we can you see, do you see, yeah, we do you see sales returns here and the settlement discount granted
Yes.
on this
Sales
question?
returns.
Okay.
Yes. It's
Yes. So
1,850.
we must first put our sales, can you see? And we
Yes.
minus sales returns. So we must go and check the sales returns here. Here are the sales returns. You must always check this all
Yes.
the time. Sales returns is 1860. Okay.
Yes.
Let me highlight it so that we can see. Make it a bit bigger. Yes, sales returns here, 1860.
Yes.
I'm gonna minus it there. And we must also minus the settlement discount granted. This one, can you see now? We have got 465. Can you see now?
Yes.
We minus 465. 465.
Okay.
So you must always make sure that you remember that. Otherwise, it will affect your. You see now. So now we must minus that.
Okay.
So far, you okay?
Yes. Yes. I'm good.
Yes. Now, after doing that, is then that you go and check your information here. These are called additional information. Next time, they will call this adjustments. So don't be confused. They mean one and the same thing, okay? So
Okay.
you must check if there's anything that affects your sales here. By reading the transaction or the adjustments, you'll be able to know. So if you can check here, 1 to 6, there's nothing to do with the sales. And again, there's nothing to do with the sales. For example, you can find that they said there's an error on the sales. So if there's an error, you must have a way of correcting it. There must be something. But if there's nothing, no problem. You only need what you have so far. I don't know if it makes sense or not.
Okay.
Yes. So now we solve the one in brackets there. How much did you get on your calculator?
I got 269,870.
Yes. This is how to calculate the sales. Always remember that formula.
Okay.